Good afternoon. My name is Monique Robinson. I am here with a very special guest. I'm so excited that he cleared his schedule just for me. He is very, very, very busy, also, and he has a lot of knowledge in the field of HBCUs that I may not be able to answer all the time. He is very notorious for raising funds for HBCUs. He has a very, very great talk show that I have been on called the HBCU House Party. And he also is just a wonderful person inside and out. Also, you may not know this, and I know he's probably going to be like, why are you sharing this with everybody that's watching? But the secret behind why I started to do live and why I started doing so many different things to promote a better chance for you. Incorporated, Futures Incorporated, is strictly because our guest today, Mr. Anthony H. Brown. Welcome to Let's Talk About It on A Better Chance for You Futures page. How are you today?
Oh my God, Monique, I am absolutely amazing, and it's great to be here to let's talk about it. Let's do this. I'm excited. Listen, I'm already telling people that you gotta you gotta hit this. This is not my show, but I'm sorry, but if she don't say it, I'm gonna say it. Hey, right now, hit the like button, hit the share button, let somebody else know. It's gonna be a great conference about HBCUs. And hey, girl, what's happening? Oh, listen. So we're talking about black colleges. We're talking about how we can raise money. We're talking about how you can get to and through. This is not my show. This is hers. Let me stop. Anyway.
No, no, no. This may be my show, but I give total like thanks, gratitude for the push. If you have not met him, he has a lot of things that he has done. Like I don't know the exact amount, but maybe he can share that as we go into learning more about him. So Mr. Brown, the first question I have for you, I already know the answers, but my guests don't. So, how are you connected? Well, how did you first connect with HBCUs?
Wow. Okay. So, and I wish I wish I could go get the picture. So it all started really when I had to be about 7 or 8 years old. And this is when the Lou Rawls Parade of Stars telethon was on television, and he was raising money for the United Negro College Fund, right? And I didn't know much about black colleges. I didn't know what that was. I was a kid. I didn't know, but I saw my dad. That's when they have the local segment. They have the national show, and they would do the breaks in between every hour or so, and you see a local segment. So on the local segment of the UNCF telethon, my dad went on TV and presented a check for $5,000 for students to go to school. And when I saw him do that, I said, Mom, I had $7. And I wanted to pledge my $7 to this cause because I saw my dad pledge to this cause.
Wow.
I had no idea what UNCF was or HBCUs or black colleges. I didn't know what that was at the time. All I heard him say was he wanted to help some other students go to college and do something and be something better than what they already were.
Wow.
And that's what started it.
From $7 to $7 to what you got now.
Well, let's see now. Oh gosh, just a couple $100, just a few dollars here and there. I mean,
really, you playing? I see them numbers because I watch the show weekly, and I even noticed that you had a newspaper article one week where they had featured you.
Oh my God, let me tell you about this. Okay, so you want to talk about it, right? So, all right, so we're going to just jump ahead. So, now, everything that we're doing, so Monique, what Monique is referring to is the fact that, ladies and gentlemen, right now, I'm a part of this Facebook group on this one Facebook group here, and it now has over 80,000 alumni, supporters, and friends, and we have been raising money for HBCU since June 1st. To date, we have raised over $125,000 since June 1st. We have impacted and supported 67 HBCUs. Our goal is to try to support every HBCU between June 1st and December 31st. And, every week we just put up another group of schools and say, hey, give. And, I don't take no for an answer if I don't have to. And I appreciate everything. Everyone, some schools do $200-$300. Some schools have done $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $10,000, $15,000. So it just varies from school to school. And so then, like, the newspaper here in Cleveland, Ohio, the local African American newspaper called the Call and Post actually ran a story, as well as Spectrum News. I was on the local news here. My mother was tickled pink because I didn't even know it was in the paper. I didn't even know. I mean, I knew it was on the news, but I didn't know it was in the paper. My mother was like, one day I went back to go see my mom. Like, I've been showing everybody this newspaper article. I'm like, what article, Mama? Like, this one right here. Like, oh, okay.
Wow. That's awesome. I didn't know that story behind it, but I seen it on my timeline. I'm like, okay, he big time. He big time now. He doing that. So let me just, I know we kind of skipped forward, but I do want people to know your story to success. Like you have several, like you a jack of all trades. Like you have a success story with your weight loss, what you and I always talk about.
Ah,
You have a success story with being a notable, yeah, I was like, oh goodness, notable alumnus of Bethune-Cookman.
yes, thank you. Yes,
So
I don't mention Bethune-Cookman University, home of the world's most famous beach. But we'll talk about it. Yes. Hey, y'all! I see some of my family and my friends commenting. I just want to say hello. Yeah, that's my next door neighbor right there. That's my next door neighbor. Her and I, that was my very first friend, Lily. My very first friend ever. We
oh
met
my,
we met right before we started kindergarten. We've been friends ever since.
oh my goodness, that's called a sandbox friend. Sandbox friend. We've been friends forever. That's awesome. So, just asking, how was your experience at Bethune Cookman?
Listen, Bethune-Cookman, like most HBCUs, and like we all tell that very similar story, and I'll say it just like everyone else. Bethune-Cookman saved my life.
Yes, I can relate.
Saved my life. I had no idea what was really going on. Hey, what's going on, Shelton? How you doing? That's another one of my HBCU alums right there. Anyway,
Shantae is my classmate. We graduated high school together.
yes. So, but Bethune-Cookman gave me a chance with no one else. Like, understand something, ladies and gentlemen, and then Monique. I was not the most motivated student in high school. I wasn't. I went to school because I had to go to school, but I really wasn't. I wasn't this. Trust and believe. I was not this. And Lily could probably come in here and tell you that story.
Wow.
Now I was very social. Now I went to all the parties. I went to all the gatherings, but I didn't go to class much. I went to first period. I went to eighth period. I went to lunch. That's it.
I can't see you do.
I was a little bit of a bully in school. I was a bully in lunch because if you walk past me, I took your fries. I took your peanut butter bars. I took, your chips. I just yeah.
I'm so hurt. I just don't see that.
Yeah, I was the bully in the cafeteria. This is trust believe. But I wanted to go to school because again, I go back to when I was 7 years old. I remember I heard about these colleges, and every time you hear about of course here in Ohio, I heard about Central State and Wilberforce University.
Yes, my school.
And so I wanted to go to school, but I didn't think I could. I was parked on stupid, and I was stuck on stupid and parked on dumb. I came out of high school with a 1.906 GPA. I know that will resonate with some people, but a 1.906 GPA. Yeah, go figure. But I wasn't really focused on. It was just food, nothing else. It was just food. I was a bully for the food. That's it. I wasn't really focused. No, but I could. But first period was choir.
Mm-hmm.
Eighth period was drama. So I had a passion for the arts. I remember being in the elementary school and middle school, and because we had an alumni chapter, Bethune-Cookman alumni chapter here, and my assistant principal from junior high had a Bethune-Cookman pennant in his office. And I would always go in his office and to visit, and he would I asked him like, what is that pennant? What does that stand for? Well, Bethune-Cookman College. Well, let me tell you about Mayor McLeod Bethune and yada yada yada. Lily, you are not going to tell all the story. What you're not going to do is tell the story. Hush. She didn't tell it all. But he told me about this college, and I was like, okay, maybe so. And every so often he would just keep up with me all through high school. He would still come and visit me at the high school, or I would go visit him at junior high,
Wow.
and he would keep telling me about the school. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I don't know. So the college choir came to town, much like when you were in the college choir at Wilberforce. The college choir came to town. They were traveling, and there were already 3 other people from my high school that sang in the college choir.
Wow.
And he told me I had to be there. Mr. Fred Thomas told me I had to come to this concert. Okay, fine. I don't want to come. You're coming. Mr. Thomas, I don't want to come. You better be there. So I went. I sat front row center of my high school auditorium, and I heard them sing. I had never heard a black college choir sing like that before in my life.
Nothing like it.
I was like, I want to sing like that. Nothing against my high school teacher. Loved her dearly, Miss Dawn Winston. Ended up being my co-worker for many years, but it was just nothing like, just hearing that sound. I think that was the sound she was trying to create, because she was a non-African American, but she was here for the cause, and she was trying to pull out of it, but she just couldn't get it like that. And I heard them sing. I said, I want to sing like that when I grow up. So I met with the choir director, Dr. Rebecca Walker Steele, and she told me, she said, give me your name, your birthday, your social security number, and I'll take care of the rest. Like, well, Dr. Steele, I don't have the good grades. I probably can't get in. Don't worry about it. So I went. Now, my counselor at the time had told me, well, why even go to school?
Wow.
Maybe you should just get a job. Well, you sure you want to go that far? So I did the safe schools. I applied to some of the schools here locally, and a couple, and I got it. And I did get accepted to Hampton. The Hampton University told me if I came and did the summer bridge program, I could, and if I passed the summer bridge program, I could go to Hampton. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't understand what summer bridge was. I said, nope, not gonna do it. I ain't going. So by that point, I had graduated from high school. Graduation had come and gone. I had applied late. Hadn't heard anything, so I didn't think I was even going to go to school. Wow. So it wasn't until almost a month before we had to be in school, I got a postcard from Bethune-Cookman saying congratulations.
Wow.
Now understand, to everyone, I went to school on with remedial courses. I was again stuck on stupid, parked on dumb. I had to take remedial courses. So my whole first year of at Bethune-Cookman, my freshman year, I had to really retake everything back from high school all over again. It was a struggle. My mother took out a second mortgage to get me through school because my father at the time did not believe I was going to finish. I have a couple of brothers on my father's side, and one brother went to school and got kicked out. Another brother went to school and he just said, no, he just dropped out. So when it was my turn, my dad was like, I don't know. Because my mother said, I don't know about you and yours, but this one right here, he gonna go. So my mother made a way. She took out a second mortgage, and we got to Daytona Beach, Florida. And I didn't look back.
That's a pretty campus. I remember Wilberforce went to sing there. And
Bethune-Cookman turned it around for me. They helped me understand, who I was. I thought I knew who I was about being black, but no. So like this T-shirt says, my degree is black. Oh, come on.
I need that shirt. I need one just like that.
Yes, but I was all for it, and I give all kudos to Dr. Also Perry Bronson, who was my president at the time, and Dr. Steele and Kathy Washington. And I can just call the roll of all the people who made a way and made a difference, even when I didn't even know, and still finished in 4 years, and still graduated at the top of my class, was the class president, raised over $50,000 even during my senior year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Raising money.
Okay, you got the receipts. I hear it. Wow. I did not know that you did even that in school. Like I'm learning more as this session go by. Even before you was telling me stuff like, what? You did that?
Oh yeah. So, and still traveled on behalf of the institution, worked in admissions, I sang in the choir. I was in a group called Pre-Alumni Council. I was a student ambassador. I mean, it was amazing.
No wonder. I'm like, how is it he just go and go and go? That's like a well, it's Sunday. I can say it's a testimony. Usually we do house party Fridays. I can't really say.
See, when I'm not the one hosting the show, I can talk now.
Jesus. I didn't know. Well, that's a testimony in itself because, like I was telling you before, I have several students, I have several parents that I talk to on a day to day basis that are discouraged because of their past or what they have to bring to the table, and hopefully they're listening today so they can hear you say, "Look, you got to step out there. I got there. The people helped me stay there, and I graduated on top."
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that I'm not saying that other institutions don't. I don't know. I don't know, but I am a testimony that a historically black college or university, that's your family. That becomes your extended family. That's mama and them, big mama and them. That's your big brother. That's your aunt, your uncle. Everyone who's gonna get you together, because they're gonna be some other places you're gonna go to, and they're just gonna see you, and they're gonna just see you pass on by. Oh no. We gonna grab you by the coattail. We're gonna pull you back. We're gonna let you know. We're gonna tell you when you're right. We're gonna praise you and lift you up when you're right, and we're gonna show enough get you when you're wrong.
That's
And get
true.
you told real quick and remind you, that ain't what you do here. That's out of order. But then now let me show you how. Oh, I love it. Trustability. And then through that network of being a part of that whole HBCU family, I got a chance to meet other students and other alums from other HBCUs. So you start to build this network. So you start to collaborate and you start to feel like, oh, wait, I'm not out here by myself. It's that support is so important and that network is so real. So again, I love it. I guarantee you, any HBCU alum is going to tell you, we're going to all have that same kind of story because we all lived it. I'm telling you, we've all had that one professor. Oh my gosh, we all had that one professor. I call him Miss Baker. I had one Miss Baker. I had the nerve my freshman year. I decided I was going to go to class one day because I was going to be grown. I was grown, right? I was grown. I was 18. My mama can't tell me what to do. I'm 1,000 miles away from home. I'm bumped this. I'm gonna stay in my room and watch the stories because Young and the Restless was on. Because we know whenever Victor Newman wears all black, it's about to go.
It's going down.
And I had to see what was going to happen on Young and the Restless. My professor, Marion Baker, was her name. She was from Ohio. And she had the nerve to call the dormitory. They called me over the PA talking about, Anthony, you got to call in the office. I went down to the dormitory, got to the main office, get the phone, like, you good? I didn't catch her voice at first. You good? Yeah, I'm fine. You not sick? No, I ain't sick. You sure you not sick? I'm positive. What you doing? Child, I'm watching I don't even know who I'm talking to. Child, all black. This is about to go down. And I don't know what's about to happen, but I didn't miss my story for a couple of days dealing with that class.
Oh no.
Miss Baker said Negro. Didn't say Negro. You got 5 minutes to get your butt. Didn't say butt. To class. Your mama did not send you 1,000 miles away from home for you to watch Young and the Restless.
Oh Lord.
Now you know I was in class. Now you know good and well I was in class. I hurried up and ran across the yard and got to class. Never missed her class again. I never missed her class again.
That nurturing environment is a fact. I have one of those calls myself.
I knew that. And I guarantee you, everybody got somebody to name it. So whatever professor that was, you got a professor like that who got in that tail and got it right together. Anyway, I'm sorry. Come on.
So after your experience at Bethune, which you graduated on top, you went through like a couple of things, and I was looking and doing my research because I always read about people who I bring on. And I was like, well, this is my friend. I know some of this stuff, but I'm discovering stuff that I didn't know before. So in looking at that, excuse me, in looking at a lot of your things, I noticed that you did a huge transition. And it's one of the things that is dear to me because I'm dealing with it myself. I look at old pictures and I'm like, okay, I'm down about 60 pounds that I was before. And then I look at your pictures and I'm like, now that ain't him. He's pulling the wool on my
Ah,
eye. He is definitely pulling the wool over my eyes. Um, how did you get to that point where you felt like, okay, I'm gonna get rid of all of this?
listen, so my heaviest weight, for those who probably like, what is she talking about? So for those who don't know what she's talking about, again, there was a moment in my life where I weighed 450 pounds.
I don't see
Yeah.
it.
So I wish we could show the pictures right now, but yeah, you can go and ask Lily again. She can testify. Got my witness. I got me some help. And look, she's probably watching because she wanted to make sure I'm okay because of everything that's been going on in my life real quick. But yeah, there was a point in my life when I was 450 pounds. I dealt with a lot of stress. I dealt with anxiety. I dealt with depression. I dealt with alcoholism. I had a divorce. I lost a job multiple times. It was just a lot happening in my life. And I just thought I found a false sense of hope and comfort in food. Told you I was a bully with food, right? So
Mhm.
anytime I just would eat and drink in excess, I didn't know when to stop. And it got to be unbearable. Um, and it was bad. It was bad. I'm not even gonna lie. It was bad. However, it was my father who reminded me some years ago before he passed away that he's like, listen, do you want your son to have to take care of you like I'm having to take care of my parents?
Mm.
And I was like, hell no. That ain't so selfish. I mean, 19, 20 at the time, he in college, he doing his thing. I want him to do his thing. I want him to live his life. And at that point, both my mom and dad were very ill. My father was living with me his last 4 years of his life. My mother had been in the nursing home for the past 6 years of her life. And it was a lot. And my health was not that great. And at some point, I had to make a conscious decision. What do you want? At some point, I mean, there could have been a time where I could have been easily in the hospital along with them.
Wow.
And I had to make some changes. I had to make some serious changes. And I was like, well, before I turn 50, we're going to see what we can do. And I got tired. Every time I went to the doctor, I got a headache, lose weight. I stubbed my toe, lose weight. My back hurt, lose weight. I'm hungry. Everything was just lose weight. Like, you know what? I had some choice words for the doctor.
Oh, Lord.
But it's Sunday. I'm going to try to watch what I say on Sunday.
Oh, Lord.
Now, but it's on the replay. But yeah, I had to find a way, find a method, and just really hone in on, health was important. And so, hi, my name is Anthony Brown. I'm an alcoholic. I stopped drinking. So I've now been over 930 some odd days free from drinking. So, and that's hey, for me, because there would be nothing for me. I would be all the time. I would have a 32-ounce cup full of tequila.
Wow.
And I would drink it all that night with a pizza and a bucket of chicken. And whatever I didn't finish, I finished with breakfast before I went to work. Oh, it was all bad. But I am in a better place. I'm in a better space. Actually, my ex-wife, kudos to her because we met the first day of school, our freshman year. We are still good friends.
It's a blessing.
She has been with me during the passing of both my mom and my dad. We still treat each other like family because we do have a son. She's about to get remarried later on this month. And I'm cool with it. And, but it took me a while because that was like my first look. She's known me since I was 18.
So your first adult.
Yeah. So, but we are in a better place, a better space, and we're there. And so and I'm happy for her, and she's happy for me, and I couldn't ask for anything better. But now I'm doing all right.
That's good. I would have never, never imagined that you would have went through a lot of the things that that I found while doing research. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
So now I am proud to say I am what, 190 pounds? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 190 from 450. Yep.
Because you had put up a before and after picture, and I was like, that's not him. You know how you watch the TV
Right.
shows?
Some days I have to do that. I have to do my before and afters because sometimes it blows my mind. Because some days I'll walk past the mirror and be like, who was that? or now, like today, right before I got on here, I went to the mall and I was at Express and H&M, and like these are stores that my son was shopping. Like, what? Like, yeah. Don't do that.
Does it get you like when you was in your first phases? Because I guess that's what I'm dealing with, is that I still see myself as all the extra weight.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now there's a psychological piece because there are some days that I still see the bigger Anthony. I do.
Wow.
And it's funny because like for someone like yourself who like you, we just met we probably first met virtually back in April or May of this year.
Mm-hmm.
But and people you'll say like I would have never known, like yeah, surprise. But like someone like Lily, she like look, she's seen me. Look, she's seen me since I was 4.
She's like, oh yes, that's true. That's true.
She's seen the whole evolution of it all. So, but yeah, it sometimes mentally, I still sometimes think, and I have to make sure that I get all those old clothes out my closet because I don't ever want to think that I can go back into them. Like I'm not trying to wear that. If anybody still got some, I got some 4Xs, some 3Xs in my closet. I got some 54s, some 48s in my closet. Please hit me up. Drop me an inbox. You know what? If you live here in Cleveland, Ohio, matter of fact, I might even just ship it to you.
Man. But I don't know. I mean, also, this is something I did want to ask. How did you? I know you're in a fraternity.
Of course.
You didn't mention that about your Bethune experience.
Yes. Yes. So I am a proud member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. The Brotherhood. Listen. They've been right there. The Brotherhood. I mean, like any fraternity sorority, they have been there. I mean, I'm so appreciative of the bond, with the brothers here in Cleveland and all across the country. Listen, you can just even in a city of 2, I'm gonna find a brother there. Hey, Robin, what's going on? I'm one of my classmates from what's happening, girl? Are you as we've been chit-chatting and talking, I've been literally sharing this stream in all my different groups. I've been sharing this.
Oh, look. I'm like, who are these people?
Yeah,
I told you
I'm sharing this everywhere.
But you didn't mention the one thing, and I probably didn't ask you to, but I want you to talk about your presidential position. You are important.
All right, so I mentioned earlier about how I was in a group called Pre-Alumni Council at Bethune-Cookman. So on many of our UNCF or United Negro College Fund member institutions, there is a student group on campus called Pre-Alumni Council. And this group is all about preparing young people or the students on the campus to become active alums when they graduate. Now, there are also Pre-Alumni Council on other institutions, but on our UNCF schools, we're all interconnected. So not only do they support the fundraising efforts on their school, but they also support UNCF collectively. How long did it? So let me go back real quick and ask Ron the question. How long did it take me to take the weight off? It's been about 2.5-ish years. So I kind of made my mind up in 2017, and it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle. I walk. Listen, you got to come to my page and follow me on my other page. I do a show called #Walking Ministries. And I go to my YouTube page and you can see the whole walking transformation. We walk and talk it out, Rhonda. We walk and talk it out. But anyway, I don't hear about that. So anyway, let me go back to the question. So with this group Pre-Alumni, that kind of got me involved with UNCF, right? Again, outside of what my dad did when I was 7.
Mm-hmm.
So years later, after I graduated from college, we have a group locally called the Inter Alumni Council. I have to shout out to all my Inter Alumni Councils. For anybody who wants to be a part of one, if you want to start one, let me know. Again, hit me up in the chat and I'll follow with you. So Inter Alumni Council is a group of alumni from HBCUs, public or private, and they're working together for the common cause to support UNCF and the local efforts of their respective alumni chapters. So we would love to have you involved. I got groups in Cleveland, Columbus, Detroit, Chicago, New York, DC, Atlanta, Miami, Orlando.
I need to start one. We're gonna have to talk about that.
LA, I got them all over. So anyway, I have a membership roster of with all that.
Mm-hmm.
With the Inter Alumni Councils, we meet collectively every year, and it's comprised. And they all make up what we call this thing called the National Alumni Council. So UNCF started in 1944 with Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune and Dr. Frederick Patterson from Bethune-Cookman and Tuskegee. So the whole thing went down like this. So we're going to role play. So what happened was Mary picked up the phone. This is my 2020 version of it all. Mary picked up the phone and called Fred and said, Fred, he said, huh? I got this idea. He said, what is it, Mary? Well, I think we should work together for a common cause to raise money collectively for our Negro schools. Mary, how do you suppose we do this? Well, Fred, we're going to get you be the front and you're going to write this article to the Pittsburgh Courier in 1943 to supplant the seed.
Mm-hmm.
He really did write a newspaper article to the Pittsburgh Courier. And in 1944, in April 25th, to be exact, 1944, UNCF was created.
Wow.
So Bethune-Cookman, Tuskegee, and about 25 other HBCUs got together to raise money because, again, the government really wasn't taking care of us. So we had to be our own HBCU care program.
Mm-hmm.
I
hear it.
We had to take care of us because the government wasn't.
Got it.
But then the government decided they wanted to get in the way in 1965 and create what we call the Higher Education Act.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we got the label HBCU. Because they saw what Fred and Mary was doing in 44, talking about, wait a minute, these Negroes is raising money, and we gotta put some more structure in this. We gotta have our hand in the pot. Come on, somebody. Y'all gonna catch us by midnight.
I called it.
So if we're gonna take care of ourselves, who will? We are the HBCU Cares Act. Anyway, I digress.
It's okay. Much needed lesson.
So when they started the group in 1944, a couple years later, some of our alumni from our various institutions started what we call the National Alumni Council. So in 1946, the National Alumni Council was created in Chicago, Illinois. And that was when we had our very first conference and our very first convening of HBCU alums in that space. And so from that time till now, we are the official alumni representation for UNCF. And so with that, I serve as its national president. I get to sit on the board of presidents with all of the UNCF member institutions. So that blows my mind. Again, 1.9 GPA.
Say that.
Had to take remedial classes, and still mama had to take out a second mortgage. Now I get to sit at the table with all of these other college presidents helping make decisions and set policy and support our institutions. Blows my mind every time. But so with that, we boast a membership of about 600,000 alumni, about 60,000 students, and I get to serve as their president. I know, right?
Wow, that's just like speechless.
All from seeing my daddy get that $7.
Wow.
I mean, seeing him get that $5,000, I gave my $7. And that's how it all started. Yeah.
Well, that $7 got you to where you are today. Every time you say that $7, I look at the totals each week from the schools. I'm like, goodness. So as you're probably always told, it's in your genes.
Oh my God. Is that what it is? Oh my God.
It's in your genes. Like you out cold. Like anything that you touch, as far as raising money, even though Wilberforce is not first, our rival I think was first, which is Central State, has the most or what have you, but you're consistently each week, even the small schools. I was like, he got money for that. I didn't even know this school was.
Listen, I'm learning about HBCUs. So again, I'm gonna go back and tell everybody. I wish we could show this, but so every week since June 1st, we raise money for three or four different HBCUs, 2-year, 4-year institutions, and we're learning more and more every week about these different schools. Like this week, we got Shorter College. I've never heard of Shorter College, but I'm gonna learn this week.
We have Rust.
Russ is coming up in December. Yes. Russ College is coming up. Russ College is my good friend down in Holly Springs, Mississippi.
Yes.
Woo! Yes. So, but definitely, I have learned so much about all of our HBCUs throughout this campaign, and it's been a joy to be able to meet with alumni, meet with the administration, meet with alumni affairs directors, and and whatever part we can help play to help support them, whatever financial contribution. Because again, we have alumni now who are giving, who probably would have never given.
That's true.
To any of these schools. And now I find myself giving every week. I'm just habitually making sure I give to every school every week. So it's exciting. So now, since we started the campaign, again, like I said earlier, if I didn't say, I'm gonna say it now. Again, we've raised over $125,000. Now we ain't done yet. I still got December 31st. And I still got some schools on deck for this week. So this week, if you're watching this live, like right now live, if you're watching this on November 1st, the week of November 1st, this week's schools are Shorter College, Bluefield State College, and Jarvis Christian College. So we'll have a chance to learn about these three schools, three smaller HBCUs, but you still get to learn a little bit more about them, especially learn about Bluefield State, because for those who did not know, Bluefield State and another one of our HBCUs are two HBCUs that are now predominantly non-African American. But because of their designation, and because of the fact they were founded before 1964, because they primarily was to educate African American, but they could not exclude, and they had to be accredited, they will always have the HBCU designation from United States Congress with the Higher Education Act of 1965 that was signed initially by President Lyndon B. Johnson.
You better go with that history facts. You better go.
See, I think it's important people know that, because see, so often we were just Negro schools. We were just schools for the Negroes because we couldn't go no place else.
Say that. That right there is the argument that I tend to have a lot due to my location.
But now the secret is out. You got two of our HBCUs that are predominantly non-African Americans. You got a lot of our, like many of our HBCUs, like in Texas, we have a large Hispanic population that's growing in many of our schools. Come on,
exactly.
Just because we couldn't exclude nobody. Now we were always excluded. Come on.
Exactly.
Even today, you get people we got voter suppression right now. We get excluded today, but we never have excluded anybody.
I'm glad you brought that voter up. It's really important. I want people to get out Tuesday and vote. I have a friend. If you're in Alabama, vote for my friend. She's good people. But Adia, you did something, I want to say the last 2 weeks where it was a learning lesson for me. And I really, really appreciate, and I want you to talk about how you even came to want to invite all the HBCU alums that are either in the political realm or are running for office. I was like, this thing, I didn't know it was that many in the Senate until I watched that show that day. How did you even come up with that?
All right, listen. So maybe because I just keep my ear to the ground and just trying to figure out what's going on. Got it. So now my first degree is in communication, and so living in this communication, this networking, this space has always been something that I always had fancy to, and so I will always watch a lot of TV, watch a lot of listen to a lot of talk radio, things of that nature. To be honest with you, there was a talk radio show here in Cleveland. I just saw the two characters show up on the news this morning because they got together at the reunion. And it was called the Lanigan and Malone Show on Magic 105.7. Wow. It's, again, for like a black man listening, you can listen to that. So it's an oldie station, but these two, every year around election time, Lanigan would always invite politicians to come to the radio station
Mm-hmm.
and give them 5 or 6 minutes uninterrupted to just spill their beans about their campaign. Not because he was endorsing them, just to give them an opportunity.
A platform.
A platform real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, at some point in my life, I want to do something like that. Well, since we now got these virtual shows and everyone, not everyone, but quite a few got podcast shows and live stream shows, I said, oh, wait, we do have alumni who are out here doing something. Let's give them a voice. Again, not because Anthony Brown is personally endorsing any of them. Now, some of them I met through social media. One happened to be one of my classmates from Bethune-Cookman. No, I actually had 2 classmates from both weeks. I had a classmate on both weeks. I'm not necessarily, because I don't live in the community, so I can't vote for them anyway. But my point is, at this point, I think any news is good news. Mm-hmm. So I want to make sure they had opportunity. And I had a chance to really hear from these alumni from these various communities. I mean, we had them from Connecticut to Washington,
I was like, wow.
To Florida, to Alabama, to Mississippi, to Georgia, California. They were running for school board. They were running for state legislator. They were running for U.S. Congress. I mean, you kind of ran them up. You got a chance to hear different voices, which I thought was so unique in a very relaxed atmosphere. It wasn't the panel. It wasn't the political forum. It wasn't the back and forth. It was just, hey, welcome to the house party. We gonna play your favorite song, and we gonna talk and jive for a moment. We're going to flash back and talk about your collegiate career, what you did back in school, and why you want to do what you want to do, and how you trying to help the people. Because if you ask any child back, when they were back in elementary school, most times you ask any child, what do you want to be when you grow up? It didn't matter what they wanted to be. All they want to do is they want to help people. Why you want to be a fireman? Because I want to help people. Why you want to be a nurse? Because I want to help people. And it was just good to hear these alumni say whatever they said because they want to help people.
Exactly. I was like, oh my God. I had to go back and watch the replay like twice. I was like, I didn't know this was there. This person was there. But it's a picture. I don't know if you've probably seen it. You might have been in the picture. It's a picture that's circulating with all the HBCU graduates that's in Congress currently. I don't know if they took it a couple years back and they all had on their different shirts.
Oh, I've seen some of that. Yes. I think they were outside Capitol Hill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I was like, I said we might need to reinvent that.
I want to say there was some statistics. And it's a nice. I don't want to tell you the wrong thing, and I don't have it currently. If I had it on my computer right now, I would tell you. But there's a statistic that shows like it's about 13% of all members of Congress are HBCU graduates, and that number could be a little bit higher. It could be a little bit higher, but there's a good percentage of alums that work on the Hill.
Well, I'm guessing after the third, it might go up a little bit.
Come on! I
was sitting there screaming. Come
on! From the number 2 spot on down. I'm sorry.
Yes, definitely.
I'm going to go out and vote. If you haven't already voted, thank you for voting. If you have voted, but if you haven't voted, make sure you get in line. If you still got early vote on Monday, get there. If you got an absentee ballot, you can't mail it in by now. If you got an absentee ballot, make sure you take it to the Board of Election like right now. Well, as soon as they open in the morning, take it in. If not, you better do what you better. It's gonna be a party with a purpose at the polls on Tuesday. A party with a purpose.
That's homecoming.
That's a homecoming for you for show.
Oh my goodness. I have truly enjoyed my time with you today. I have one more question.
Oh, come on. We got time. Listen to me. Look like I got
okay. I mean, this is my thing. We got time. We got time.
Anybody got any questions? Let me go at it real quick. Anybody else got any questions who's watching it right now? Again, I don't see y'all hitting that like button. I don't see y'all hitting that share button. Hit that share. I don't let me have to come to this computer and find where you are. We can find you through the analytics and trust and believe. We can do some research because Facebook it's gonna log everything. So if you watch it on Facebook, you're watching it on Twitch, you're watching it on YouTube, or you can watch it on the replayers. Again, all the replayers. Hey, how you doing? For all those who watched it a little bit later, and again, I'm sorry, y'all. This ain't my show. This is Monique's. You got one more question. Come on. You got any questions, y'all? Put some questions in the chat. You got a question or a shout out? Put it in the chat. Let me know what school you represent. If you represent an HBCU, let me know where you represent from. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What's your question?
Oh my goodness. The question actually it dealt with homecoming. And I mean my school, Wilberforce, we have homecoming, but I used to go to Central State homecoming.
Well, y'all had
Because
in the spring because y'all had that dawn dance.
right, we do
Y'all
Don
had,
Dance.
y'all had the dawn dance. You had the party at the barn.
Exactly. So did you watch the homecoming experience on BET?
I'm
Did
about.
you ever get a chance to watch it?
I'm tapped out. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm so virtually homecoming out. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yes.
I'm watching them. I have watched them. I mean, I did watch some of the BET. BET, get your life right. Y'all are not gonna be out here to be disrespectful to our organizations.
Uh-oh.
You're not gonna disrespect Sigma Gamma Rho with that
Uh-oh.
typo. Now you know good and well that somebody should have been proofing that before y'all put that on the air. Y'all pre-taped everything anyway. I'm sorry, I digress. Yes, come on, University of Maryland, Eastern Shore. Come on, Miss Colson, you better represent your HBCU.
And
No,
Shantae, I believe, is a Sigma Gamma Rho. So
right, that's why I said that. I was like, so, but don't get me wrong. I think that, between that and I think I ended up watching, of course, I went to my virtual homecoming. I participated a little bit in Clark Atlanta's. I'm going to Jarvis Christian's this coming weekend.
oh wow.
I've been watching and just popping in on different people's, but it's nothing like still that just that whole reach out and touch and be able to really just commune and be able just to buy that fish dinner.
You ain't lying. That fish boat that they used to have on the
You know,
yard, and you
or,
get that hot sausage.
or even though I don't even eat fish no more. So, side note to Rhonda, I don't even eat. I'm a vegan now. So you might know
Oh,
I'm vegan. Well, I'm gonna say vegan-ish. I'm gonna say ish because I still eat a boiled egg from time to time, but I'm vegan-ish. But I remember the days of getting the fish dinner or the barbecue dinner, or getting all the $5 T-shirts and just
that's
seeing
what I
all,
miss.
or coming on the yard and you just saying hey to everybody and you don't know nobody's name. I just love the fact like wasn't like I was with like who was that? Like I don't know, just somebody, but they from your school. I don't know their name. I just know they went there. No, it's funny because I think the last time I went to homecoming, I think was last time I went, I did go. So last time I went to homecoming, I started to lose weight, right? And so it was funny because there was I was standing with one of my classmates, and some of my other classmates had walked up, and they're like, "Y'all see Anthony? I heard his voice. I heard him when he said over here, like he's standing right next to you." They was like, "Oh snap!" They didn't even recognize me. I was like, I think at that point, I think I was probably I think I was like 250, 225-ish. They wouldn't even recognize me. Like, I'm standing right here. But just to be able to, but in that great getting up morning, fare thee well. Listen, there's going to be a bright day when we are able to commune one more.
I can't wait. We need to plan a spectacular homecoming, like everybody home.
Ain't that what the songwriter said? When all God's children get together. Oh, what a time! Oh, what a time! Listen, I'm liable to go to Central, Wilberforce, Lincoln, Howard. I may just do a homecoming tour.
Oh Lord, that would be dope.
Listen, whenever they say we can, you know how what is it with Southwest? When we used to read the old commercials like hit the bell, ding, you're now free to move about the country.
Mm-hmm.
When we are able to freely move about the country one more again, oh, what a time it's going to be when we can come back on our campuses and to fellowship and to commune and to be able to see the students thrive and to see how the school is growing. And kudos to all of our HBCU presidents and leadership for still steering the course and guiding that ship during all these unprecedented times. Again, having a chance to sit at the table with these presidents and hearing the conversation and decisions that we have to make is daunting, to say the least. And for them to be able to guide this ship in these uncharted territory, we've never been through something like this. No, not in this generation. We haven't been through any of this. So for all of us to learn how to pivot and to shift and be able to think of new ways to fundraise and new ways to engage and to new ways to still build our programs and our institutions.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal. So be able to go back, when we're able to go back on the yard, oh man, come on.
That's gonna be
That's gonna be a celebration in it.
by itself.
So I don't look, I'm liable to go celebrate with everybody. I'm just gonna give me a little piece of everybody.
Oh Lord. But you're right. I do miss the shirts and the gathering, and I don't usually go because of distance. And the last time I went to Don Dance had to be when we had like a choir reunion. So I do understand. Like I miss that. Those were my siblings.
God, listen, I was family. Listen, I mean, don't get me wrong. You do have some friends you may have since high school or somebody like that. Again, my roommate, I mean, I'm a roommate, but my next door neighbor, we've been friends ever since kindergarten. Listen, we've been like family ever since day one. I was so appreciative and thankful that she actually flew home when my mother passed away a couple of weeks ago, and she came home just
Wow.
to be with me and my family during that time. And she, she constantly will call on me and send me a text message and just to check on me to make sure I'm okay. Because again, listen. For those of you all who ever lost a mama, you know what for those who've gone down that road, listen, it hit different. I was a mama's boy, and listen, this is probably the most I've probably done
Mm-hmm.
since
That's
my
true.
mother has passed away. So for me to actually say that I'm absolutely amazing, that's the first time I've said that since before she passed away.
That's true.
So I'm in a better spirit. I think it may that or either it's some crazy pills they gave me, one or the other. Listen, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Mental health is real, and y'all need to go. If you need to go talk to somebody, go talk to somebody. I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't even
Mm-hmm.
gonna. Listen. I will go. Listen, I got another appointment with a counselor on Tuesday. I ain't even gonna lie. They gave me. Listen, they said we're gonna just give you a little something, just take the edge off, and it has relaxed me. It has helped me focus a little bit because I'm having a hard time learning how to focus. It's a
Yeah.
struggle some days. There are some days when I don't want to get out of bed. There are some days because I live in the house that I grew up in. So the house I'm in is the house that my mother made prepare for me when I was 4. So some days it's a challenge. It's a challenge some days. But today is a good day. It's Ice Cube.
But thank you. I'm glad you shared your time with me. But yes, I mean that's why I was kind of like scared to invite you on. I'm like, I don't know. But I'm glad that
And I know you had said, we're probably doing it in a couple weeks. I'm like, okay. And then when you like, you ready for Sunday? Sure. Yeah. Let me get myself together.
but I'm so appreciative of what you have done literally for me. You always give me stuff. I remember our first phone conversation and because I had kind of I felt some type of way, I'm gonna be honest, that you were doing a big send away for the students in Cleveland that were going to HBCU.
Oh, we talked. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was like. Oh, yeah. We talked a minute ago. Yeah, we did. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me of that. Go ahead.
And you would sit there and you was like, well, why are you complaining about it? Why don't you do it in your own city? I said, okay, well. I said, okay, I guess he told me. So people who don't know, a lot of the things that I'm doing is because I'm being pushed by Anthony, who, I call my mentor, my big brother. He tell me how to do stuff, even down to my lighting. Hey, I watched the show. You need to get the lighting together. I can't see you. But he is so like compassionate and so helpful. And he's like, wait, you gonna be on the show? I think one day he was like, you're gonna be on tomorrow, so get ready. I was like, what?
Wait, and I love the fact that you got the posters, you got the HBCU thing poster in the back, and the one with the football team. I bought the HBCU ones. I have it. I have it in the frame. Eventually, I'm gonna replace it up here somewhere. I just haven't. I gotta get it hung up. I just gotta get it hung up.
But see, I have this one too.
Oh, you got a smaller one too?
Well, the smaller one is actually going to be like a prize I'm giving away.
Yes, I bought the big one. I just got to get it hung up on the wall. I got to get it hung up on the wall.
So yes, I'm giving the smaller one away in a raffle. to everybody that subscribe to the YouTube channel, your name goes in the raffle.
Okay.
So I just have to watch the thing and see who subscribes and put their name in and do the drawing. But
Listen,
yes,
I also want to share with all of your viewers once more and again, because I am always trying to share. Well, there you go, right there. If you want to learn more about who I am, what I do, how I do, when I do, go to my website at www.aharrisbrown.com, and you can learn all about everything that if Monique didn't cover it. I'm right there. I'm right there. You know, I'm an open book. Trust and believe. I mean, I'm pretty open about everything. The only thing I wasn't open about was my mama. I kept my mama real private because that was my mama.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I kept her real private and real close to me. But then all of a sudden, you know, but yeah, everything else, I'm an open book. It's right there. Go read it. Now also, for those who are watching, again, because I can't go without saying a few things about a few. Listen, if there are any of your viewers who are watching right now, or anyone who wants to, you know, check us out later, I am going to put it in the chat right here. Or you can go to my website again at aharrisbrown.com. Right now, did you know, if you did not know, you can apply to 58 HBCUs.
Yes. And I sponsor kids that do that.
But Robert Mason, he's a good friend of mine. He operates the Common Black College application. Right now, you can apply up to 58 HBCUs simultaneously. Not like others where you still got to pay for each one. And I know that some HBCUs are waiving their fees, but sometimes they're like a limited time only, or might be only for a certain month or a certain time period. But right now, you can apply to all 58 for $20. $20 all 58 HBCUs. So I'm going to drop that link in the chat like right now.
Yes, please do. And we also, if they tell us, I can give them the sponsor link, and I pay it forward out of the donations that we receive to our charitable organization.
Right. And then if you want to sponsor a student, use the same link. So anyway, use that same link right there. So if you want to sponsor a student, or if you know a student right now that wants to complete the application, 58 HBCUs for only $20. It's like right there. Go check it out and, you know, enjoy and do your thing. Let me see. I'm trying to do what other shameless plugs I need to do out here real quick while I got you on the line. I got you on the line. Who else I need to promote? Oh my gosh! Yes, listen. Oh, here's another one.
Oh God, who are you?
I know. I'm kidding. I can't think of that. I'm trying to think.
No, I do have people that constantly ask me about where do they get T-shirts, or where can they get HBCU paraphernalia and things like that. Now I do, honestly. I'm being serious.
All right, so I'm gonna give you two I can't remember. I'm trying to remember the name of this, and I can't remember the name of where I got this. This company out of Texas, actually. To be honest with you,
I need that shirt.
I bought a black and gold one. I also have a maroon and gold one. They come in every school color and every Greek organization color. I just can't remember the name of it. Google "my degree is black." I guarantee you'll find it. My degree is black T-shirt. However, I'm trying to find what else I want to find. Oh, I know. Exclusively HBCU. Come on,
that's it. I couldn't think of. I'm like, wait a minute, it's the commercial.
Listen, some of you all, oh my God, I wish I could see. I should have had all my props and stuff ready. But anyway, exclusively HBCU. Now, these are my cousins from Prairie View A&M. They got Derica and Danielle. They got some great product. If you ever see me wear a sweatshirt called Dope and Degreed,
I need one of those.
Listen, you got to get you one of these sweatshirts. It's a hoodie. Dope and Degreed. Listen, it's hot. They got some other products. They got these vintage boxes. They got a subscription box that you need to get. Again, it's awesome. It's awesome. I just made sure I ordered my homecoming box. It's an exclusive box that's coming out. You know, I almost missed out on it because I thought I had ordered and I didn't. And like, Andrew, you forgot to order. Like, please tell me it's not too late. But that box comes with a do-rag, a bonnet, or a bonnet. Like I need either one right now. But it comes with a flask. What am I gonna put in the flask? But some water. That's okay. And it also comes with a onesie pajama, like a onesie. Yeah, I can't wait till my onesie come. and they tailor it to your institution. So whatever your school colors are, whatever your mascot is, they'll tailor it to your school. So I can't wait to get my onesie because I could do the house party in the onesie.
That's what I was gonna ask. I kind of figured that. What you gonna do, the pajama jammy jam like we used to
Of
have back in the
course,
day?
of course. So definitely, if you want one of those hoodies, because it's getting cold outside, I'm gonna drop the link in the
Yeah.
chat for that. Also, you got to go to exclusively HBCU. Use that promo code right there. You get 10% off your order right there. And I think the other one is Life on the Yard Apparel. Again, this particular organization, for it's an opportunity for you to go back and relive those moments of your collegiate life. And all those memories of the dormitory you may have stayed in, and things of that nature. So, what my good friend Cedric has done, he's got a company called Life on the Yard Apparel where you can relive those moments every day of your life. And all you got to do is go on their website, and you find your school, you find your dormitory, you place your order. Now, you got to use the promo code HBCU Live, and you get $2 off. Well, $2 off goes $2 from the campaign from your order goes to the campaign to help me raise money. I don't leave no money on the table. Every opportunity, I'm trying to find some money to raise money. Now, if your school is not there or your dormitory is not there, just hit the contact us, and he will work on supplying the order for
Oh
you. If you
wow.
got enough demand, if you have enough demand from those alums from that particular school and or dorm, he'll go on and put yours in mass production. So, and that is Life on the Yard Apparel. And let me make sure I pull that one up for you. And
That's cool.
I think I might as well come in here and do some of these shameless plugs. But yeah, it's some great products. I mean, there's a whole bunch of other people probably, but these are some of the ones that I've been fancy to because they've been good to me. So I'm going to do my
Yes.
part to be good to them. Use.
And I like a lot of the apparel too. I never really see it. And then by the time I catch the show again, it goes off. I'm like, oh man, where did he get that shirt from?
Oh yeah, I'm good for wearing I'm good for wearing a shirt or something. Matter of fact, and I do have another company. It's called Historically You. Listen. So historically, you had this T-shirts we were giving away for a limited time only. We were giving out shirts for those who engaged in the campaign, and it had support us, but it was really said support HBCU. But the support was in bold, and the US was in bold. It was hot, and
I missed out.
that's historically you shirt. And they actually have another shirt that my pastor got upset about because I wore it one time. Sometimes I do the announcements. I do what we call the OIBC. I'll go to Olivet Institutional Baptist Church here in Cleveland, Ohio. And the pastor is Dr. Jawan Zakova, who's a Morehouse man, and pastor emeritus was a Morehouse man, Dr. Otis Moss Jr. And I wore this shirt because I always wear my HBCU stuff on the show. And we do the announcement like the news. And one day I wore a shirt and it says, there is no HBCU without BCU. Of course, it's in maroon and gold. And he was like, what you mean by that? Why? So all the alumni in our church were sending a message like, that's a cute shirt. However, I mean, look, I'll be open to wear anybody's HBCU. I'm non-discriminatory towards any. I'll rep your school. Wear size medium. I wear size medium. Again, coming from a 5X, I wear size medium, and we gonna live in that. And so, if you want me to wear your shirt, I'll wear your shirt. Like Monique.
You wore mine.
I wore Monique's shirt one day. I sure did.
And you wore it for the church announcements.
I sure did. I wore it right on the church announcements. I sure did. So yeah, historically you. So let me put that in the chat before we get up out of here. But look, we didn't have a good time today.
Yes, always a pleasure to talk to Mr. President.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, so you got to go to this website. It's another great one. It's got some great shirts, some great apparel. So those are some other good friends of mine. Damon Reeves is the owner of that company. So if you can go check them out, please do. And I think that's all I got, Monique. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you.
No, you. This time we'd have been on here. I didn't even realize the time and past our scheduled time, but it's okay. I have totally enjoyed you this day. I've learned more than I knew before about you. But most importantly, I'm glad that you was able to share your story and your success. That speaks volumes, especially dealing with kids that I target. I don't know if you knew that about A Better Chance for You, Futures Incorporated, is that we target those kids that, we like our honor roll kids, but we also target our fragile babies.
Yeah, because
Because
the honor roll, they gonna get the money. They gonna get the love. I need to get that C plus and lower. Not even that C plus. I need to get that C minus.
exactly.
I need to encourage them. My goal is to encourage them and let them know. Listen, if you can change your environment, you can change.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you, if you change your environment, you can change your life. You just got to make that first step. Like I had to take that first step, even in losing weight. If you just take that first step, I guarantee you're gonna have somebody cheering you on, like, okay, you did it. Now can you do another one? Great, you did it. Can you do another one? Great.
Exactly.
Can you do another one? After a while, you won't need all the external motivation because now you're gonna have that internal, intrinsic motivation to keep you going and keep you pushing and keep you moving. Because even if it's raining outside, even if it's raining, if it's storming, if it's looking real crazy outside, listen, it's still your parade. Keep going. The show don't stop. Keep going. You got this.
Exactly.
Despite what's happening, you got this. All right, I ain't here. Listen. I ain't gonna hold you.
No. I mean, it made my day actually for you to say that, because I argue with parents all the time. That, for instance, little Johnny, he got a 1.8. Miss Robinson, you making this up? My baby can't go to school. To where I have to put my business out there, because I'm not one to tell my business like that.
And
But
I was so glad. Listen, I used to always tell my son, all the time, he's 23 now, and listen, I was like, he's like, Dad, that was pressure. I said, it wasn't an undue pressure. I wasn't trying to pressure him in the bad way, but I was like, dude, do not be like me. Be better than me. I don't have to struggle like I had to struggle in school. He went through high school with like a breeze. That joker came out of high school with like a 3.8. He went to Morehouse basically on a full ride. I'm like, dude, I wish.
I'm so for real.
Now he's at Yale in graduate school on a full ride. I wish.
Exactly. And it started with that $7. I ain't gonna forget that.
That's $7 because I wanted to plant a seed in somebody else to go to school because somebody planted it in me. Because I knew at some point somebody was going to pay it forward. But that's all I'm trying to do is trying to pay it forward to somebody else.
You beyond pay it forward. You in a whole different tax bracket with what you raise. But I really, I do totally. I know you like, why is she always thanking me for stuff? I mean, because you honestly, you don't know. In May, I left a school district. We kind of just ran our course with each other, and I was really discouraged because I was like, you know what? I done had this nonprofit. I ain't really act on it. We dealing with COVID. I can't go nowhere, and for the principal, whatever the situation was, we just called it a situation.
A situation. I'm okay with that.
She no longer wanted me at her school because I was doing over and beyond what I was doing. I was doing over and beyond. We just gonna call it a situation for the sake of not hurt nobody's feelings. But
no, it's not an entanglement. It's just a situation. We wasn't entangled. We wasn't confused about it. We wasn't. Trust and believe. What no misunderstandings.
There was no misunderstanding. But when I talked to you that day, and you was like, "Well, what do you want to do? You want to start doing this? You want your company to run?" And when I say you put that fire in your voice, like, "Okay, you gonna get this done." Since that day, I've had newspaper articles. I've had talk show stuff on this. My 501(c) finally went through, and I cannot say thank you enough to you, because at a time when I needed somebody to be like, look, either you're gonna cry over this or you're gonna get your stuff together. And the rest is history.
All I got to say, Monique, to anybody else again, understands it because you had already started something. So it was just a matter of just reminding you, like, if you don't start it, you got to see this thing through. So I there was a poster in my advisor's office that always reminded me, if a task is once begun, Never leave it until it is done. Be the labor great or small. Do it well or not at all.
Let's see, I'm gonna have to steal that. I'm gonna play this back and write it down and make my own poster. But I never got to tell you know you're supposed to give people flowers while they're alive. So that's why I was like, I'm going to tell him thank you. He don't know what that conversation did. When
Wow.
I tell you that conversation, I mailed my stuff off. I done applied for different stuff. People been sowing seeds.
Right, because you done got the nonprofit up and going and sent me a t-shirt, got a board of directors and everything. I'm like, what the hell? I need
And
to come.
that's
Come and
still
apply. Let me come and apply and be on your board of directors or something. Let me see what I got to do.
man. Hey, we need you. We don't have any men on our board, but hey, I need you. How you raise funds? I need somebody to be. But seriously, like that is what happened, and nobody really knew that situation because I'm very private about stuff that I deal with in life. And they just like, well, where did this come from? No, I had this nonprofit since 2004. It just ain't started making noise until Mr. President from Cleveland, Ohio, was like, this is what you need to do. And the presence isn't big in San Antonio of HBCUs. And that's the other thing. So yeah,
I think that comes back to because part of what and we haven't even touched on this, and we don't have to do this today. We can do it some other time. We can always come back and do some more.
What? You gonna come back? I'm putting it on the calendar.
Yeah, so because my ex-wife and I, again, I told you, my ex-wife and I, we're still good friends. We still work together on some projects. We still, again, we both went to Bethune Cookman, so we still do alumni stuff together. We do HBCU stuff together. We do paneling and council stuff because she's a member of Delta Sigma Theta. So, but we also started a business called There Is a Better Way.
I seen that, and we didn't talk about that.
Yeah, so, and we've actually been acknowledged. Here locally, the sorority Alpha Kappa Alpha and the National Council of Negro Women and a few other organizations have acknowledged what we do in the community, because we want to recognize the fact that for anyone, no matter what you're doing, always know that there is a better way. Now, mind you, it was supposed to be called Anthony Brown's Way. But I didn't win that. I didn't win that. I didn't win that fight. I didn't win that argument. But we did settle on the fact that no matter what, whatever you're doing, I guarantee you there's a better way you could do that. And it's just a matter of challenging yourself and pushing yourself to figure out, what can I do differently? Okay, you've done that. Okay, but what can you do differently? Okay, you've done that, but what? It's just like when I'm on stage, and I go, we didn't talk about that either. When I'm on stage, when I'm an actor, I'm a performer. Okay, I did that. What can I do differently the next time? Or how can I open and expose? Or how can I go deeper in this character the next time? So it's always about pushing yourself to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. Yeah, there's a better way.
And that is exactly the messages I get from you after I do a broadcast. I look in my inbox. Okay, what is he gonna say this week? Did I fix the lighting? One day you was like, Monique, you weren't even paying attention to the person. You was down on your phone.
Right. You was somewhere else, like, and I know what you may have been doing. You may have been sharing or some other stuff. Because if you don't tell people that, like, I'm always quick to tell people, like, hey, if you see me looking off to the side, because I'm working from two computers. This is the camera I'm talking to. But here I'm chatting on this computer. So I'm multitasking. Or depending on, I may have to be engineer and host. That means now I got to do the camera swipes. I got to do the different shots. It happens. On the
But I appreciate it. I really do. So if you have further questions for myself or Mr. Brown, better known as Mr. President, that's his nickname, Mr. President. If you don't call him Mr. President, you call him Mr. Fundraiser, because he tracked the scores in raising funds for HBCUs. Like point blank, period. he plays no games with that. But in all seriousness, we appreciate you giving your time to me today and my viewers and my families. And I did see the student that I was talking about. Their family is on here, so I know so it was a purpose.
Listen, Monique, I
But
want to thank you and applaud you and a better chance for everything that you're doing for our community, for our country, for our world. Because people are seeing this from all over, and there's the impact that you are supporting. If you can just reach one somebody, then you've made a
yeah.
difference. You've made a change. I want to just remind everyone who's watching, whether you're an HBCU alum or advocate or supporter, thank you, thank you, thank you for everything you've done. Because I truly believe that we are stronger together when we are standing united. Doesn't matter if you come from a 2-year or 4-year HBCU, a public or a private. I think that we all have a purpose. We all have a role in what we do. And like we always say with UNCF, a mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. And to everyone who's watching, because I feel like I'm just going to say this and let you know, remember that you are a masterpiece because you are a piece of the master. And the next time
You better say that.
and the next time for any of our young people who may think that something is impossible, and this ain't for my young people, it's for my young and my young at heart.
Older.
If you ever think that anything is impossible, I need you to look in the mirror and remind yourself that with God, just let yourself know I'm possible with God on my side. Oh, yeah.
Amen.
Trust and believe. I'm done. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm out. I'm done.
He's like, I'm done. We don't have nothing else to talk about. No, but I am so glad that you're willing to come back. I have really, really enjoyed this Sunday's Let's Talk About It. I laughed, almost cried, held back a couple tears when you were going over your testimony, probably because it's so similar to mine, even down to our birthdays, a day apart. I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't know this much about him. I didn't know this either. But no, I'm really grateful. Again, I say thank you. Thank you to the people that are watching. Thank you to Mr. President for giving time out of his busy schedule to sit with me and said he's going to come back. So that really made it even better.
Oh, yeah, but we can come back anytime. Come on, we can come back. We can talk about music. We can talk about the arts. I ain't even tell you about the whole arts. No, that's a whole other life. That's a whole other life talking about the arts program. Let's talk about that and talk about
Okay.
Side note, I tell you I'm gonna send it now. I got an HBCU. I have an HBCU scholarship here in Cleveland for students who want to major in the arts.
Hold up. You might have to say that again because I have a student that is trying to be, and I'm glad you said that. I know you like, we keep getting off, but I mean, this is my show. I pay the bill. But
yeah, so look, again, it's only here in Cleveland until I can start raising some more money. I would love to be able to raise some more money, but right now it's only for Cleveland students. However, who knows? I can raise enough money in another city. I'll create it for you too. So right now, I am so thankful because of this group right here. This group right here called the Cleveland Council of Black Colleges Alumni Association.
So it's a lot of Wilberforce grads in that.
Yeah, and so they were so appreciative and they honored me with this award some years ago to now have the Anthony H. Brown HBCU Arts Scholarship for any student from the greater Cleveland area who wants to go to a historically Black college and major in communication or the performing arts. I am and I was so excited because the very first recipient was a student at Bethune-Cookman, and I actually was able to hand deliver.
Oh my, that is an honor.
I took her check with me to homecoming and presented her check on the yard. We did a big old production on the yard. Like, come on, I need some families, need some friends. Took a picture or two. I'm gonna give you your check right here on the yard. It was amazing.
I probably would have cried.
She was one of my students too, guys. She worked at, she went to the high school I worked at.
Wow.
And we go to the same church. So I was real.
That's family.
Yeah. So it was real nice to be able to present her that check.
Oh my goodness. Well, I know we have went like overtime and we tried to end it 3 times, but Anthony, anytime we talk, it's endless.
I'm gonna turn my microphone off. I'm turning my mic off.
So thank you again for coming. We do appreciate him. He will be back with us. Please, 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 if you have questions, put it in the chat. If I don't answer it, he'll probably follow back and answer it. But you can catch the replay on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook Live. Thank you.